Justice BR Gavai, who is said to be the next Chief Justice of India, reacted to allegations of judicial overreach and controversial remarks by some BJP leaders following its landmark judgment that effectively set a deadline for the President and governors to clear bills passed by the legislature for the second time. Said today that the court is facing allegations of encroaching into executive domain after a lawyer sought a direction to the centre regarding recent incidents of violence in West Bengal. The court's response came after advocate Vishnu Shankar Jain mentioned his pending plea linked to West Bengal, which recently witnessed violence during the protests against the Waqf Amendment Act. The advocate said there is a need for paramilitary forces to remain on the ground to ensure peace. He said his pending plea, filed after post-poll violence in Bengal 2022, is listed for tomorrow. In his fresh plea, he sought directions to the centre to deploy paramilitary forces and set up a panel of 3 retired judges to investigate the violence. He also sought a report on the displacement of Hindus following the incidents of violence in North Bengal's Murshidabad. In response, Justice BR Gavai said, "You want us to issue a writ of mandamus to the President to impose this. As it is, we are facing allegations of encroaching into the executive. Please." This remark by the senior judge, who is set to take over as Chief Justice of India next month, suggests that Supreme Court has been closely following the remarks by a section of ruling party leaders against the judiciary. A section of BJP leaders have criticized the Supreme Court in the weeks following its judgment in the Tamil Nadu case, in which it ruled that the governor's decision to withhold bills indefinitely was arbitrary and set aside the governor's actions using its special powers under Article 142 of the Constitution. The order by the bench of Justice J.B. Pardiwala and Justice R. Mahadevan also said that only courts have the prerogative to provide recommendations regarding the constitutionality of a bill, and the executive is supposed to exercise restraint in such matters. It underlined that it would be prudent for the President to refer bills with constitutional questions to the Supreme Court. Reacting to the judgment, BJP MP Nishikant Dubey said Parliament must be shut down if the Supreme Court makes all the decisions. Quote, "The Supreme Court is crossing its limits. If one has to go to the Supreme Court for everything, then Parliament and State Assembly should be shut. When the Ram Janmabhoomi, the Ram Mandir, the Krishna Janmabhoomi or the Gyanvapi issues arise, you say show us the paper. But for mosque built after the Mughals came, you are saying how will you show papers? The Supreme Court is responsible for inciting religious wars in the country," the Kota MP said. Mr. Dubey asked how the Supreme Court can set a deadline for President and governors to clear the bill. Quote, "The President appoints the Chief Justice of India, Parliament makes the law of this country, and you will dictate the Parliament and the President?" The BJP leader Dinesh Sharma said no one can challenge the President as the President is supreme. Earlier, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar targeted the Supreme Court and said we cannot have a situation where you direct the President of India on what basis. Article 142 has become a nuclear missile against democratic forces, available for the judiciary 24/7. As the opposition parties accuse the ruling dispensation of targeting the judiciary, BJP has disowned its own MP's remarks and said they were personal statements. Amid the controversy, Mr. J.P. Nadda, chief of BJP, said BJP has nothing to do with the statements made by these BJP MPs.